Welcome to Lesson 8.4. Today we're going to be talking about stem and leaf plots. So to start out with, we're going to talk about how to read a stem and leaf plot. Okay, the stem is the first part of the number in the data set, and the leaf is the end number. So each one of these three leaves represent three different numbers. The stem is the first part of the number, and the leaf is the second. So the stem of 1 and a leaf of 0, that gives me the number 10. A stem of 1 and a leaf of 3 gives me the number 13. Stem of 1, leaf of 6 gives me the number 16. And I can do that all the way down. So I've got the stem of 2 and the number 1 gives me 21. And I could keep going. 2 and 6 gives me 26 all the way down. Okay, so that's how we read a stem and leaf plot. The stem starts off the number, and each leaf gives us a number that's in our data set. So the first thing we're going to look at is listing off the values of our data set from the given stem and leaf plot. So if we're given this stem and leaf plot and we're asked to list off all the values, start at the top. Those are always the smallest numbers. If I have a stem of 0 and a leaf of 4, that's the number 4. Okay. And I could have the stem of 1, leaf of 0, that's 10. Stem of 1, leaf of 7, that's 17. Stem of 1, leaf of 8 is 18. For stem of 2, I've got a 3, so I've got 23. Another 3, so another 23. A 4, 24. A 7, 27. And then an 8, 28. For my stem of 3, I've got a leaf of 2. So I'm going to come down here, 32. Another 2, 32, another 2, 32, a 3, 33, a 5, 35, a 7, 37, and another 7, 37. For my stem of 4, I've got a leaf of 0, so 40, another 0, 40, a 1, 41, a 1, 41, a 3, 43. For my stem of 5, I've got a 6, so 56, and a 7, 57. So all of these numbers are in my data set. And that's all from my stem and leaf plot. Here's another example of a stem and leaf plot. And we're going to list off all the values, and we're going to do the same thing we did before. We'll start at the top. We'll start with our stem of 5 and our leaf of 1. That gives me a 51. Now the next part, you'll notice that the stem of 6 and the stem of 7, there are no leaves there. That means that there are no 60s or 70s in our data set, okay? The reason why they're there is the stem can't skip over any numbers. So once you start with a stem, you have to count by 1 all the way up until you get to the last stem that you need. So if there's going to be blanks, that means there's no numbers with that stem in our data set. So we go now to the stem of 8 and start our numbers there. 84, 86, and 88. We've got 92 and 99. Once again, we've got an empty spot, so we do not have any numbers that start off with a 10. So for our stem of 11, our leaf of 3, that means we've got 113. Stem and then leaf. So we also have 114. For a stem of 12, we've got 121, 122, and 124. For a stem of 13, we've got 138. Stem of 14, we've got a 144, a 147, and a 148. And finally, for our stem of 15, we've got a 151. And so these are all of our numbers in our data set. So again, if there are no leaves with the given stem, that means there are no numbers with that stem in the data set. So we left off the 6s, the 7s, and the 10s. Go ahead and pause the video, list all of the values in this data set, and then hit play and see how you did. Go ahead and make sure that all of the numbers you've written down are in the data set like I have. The last thing I will tell you about this, normally if there's enough room we want to write them all in one single line in order. The reason why I have multiple rows of them is because I ran out of room. But generally we want to write them in a single line, smallest to largest, like we did in the first 2 lessons of this chapter. So next we're going to talk about using a stem and leaf plot. So a stem and leaf plot is just another way to display a data set of values instead of giving it in a list. So we can still find measures of central tendency as well as 5-number summaries when we're given a stem and leaf plot, and that's what we're going to be doing as well. So we're going to start by finding measures of central tendency as well as finding a certain number in a data set. So if we are given this stem and leaf plot and we're asked to find the mean, all we have to do is find the mean as if we normally would with a data set. So with the mean, I add up all the numbers. You see I've got 40, 49, 53, 55, 55, 60, 76, 79, 85, 87, 87, 91, and 99. If I add all of those up, I get 916. Then I'm going to divide that by how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to divide that by 13, giving me 70.46. So that's our mean. The median is the middle number. Okay, we got 13 numbers. So the middle one, so I go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. My median is going to be 76. My mode, the number that occurs most often, okay, you'll notice I've got a couple of 5s as leaves here, a couple of 7s as leaves here. So the numbers that go with them are going to be 55 and 87. So remember, if there's a tie, you have to include them both. For the range, we take the largest number of 99 and we subtract the smallest number of 40, giving me a range of 59. Now for the last one, they're going to ask you for a certain number in the data set. All you have to do is start with the smallest number and count until you get to the number that they're asking for. In this case, they ask us for the 7th number. So if I start with the smallest one and count to 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's 76. So 76 is the 7th number in our data set. Here we've got another stem and leaf plot. It's a little bit larger. We're going to do the same thing that we did before. Finding the mean, I add them all up. So I'm going to take 4 plus 10 plus 17 plus 18, 23, 23, 24, 27, 28, 32, 32, 32, 33, 35, 37, 37, 40, 40, 41, 41, 43, 56, and 57. If I add all those up, I get 730. And I divide by how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And I get my mean of 31.74. My median, I find the middle number. So if there's 23 numbers, the number it's going to be the 12th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's this number right here. The median is 32. The mode is the one that occurs most often. You'll notice I have 3 2s here to go with the stem of 3. My mode is 32. My range, largest number minus smallest number, 57 minus 4, gives me a range of 53. The sixth number, if I just start at this bottom and I count up to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gives me the sixth number in the data set is 23. Go ahead and pause the video, do this one on your own, and then hit play and see how you did. So for the mean, when you add them all up, you should get 686. And you're going to divide that by the 19 numbers that are there and get an answer of 36.11. The median, when there's 19 numbers, the median should be the 10th number, giving you a median of 36. The mode, there are two numbers that occur twice, which is the most often. That's going to be 35 and 41. The range is 58 minus 10, giving you 48. And the ninth number in the set is 35. Next, we're going to look at finding five-number summary when we're given the stem and leaf plot. Again, the easiest ones to find. We start with the minimum. Smallest number is right here at 40. The maximum is the largest number, is 99. From there, we go to Q2, which is the middle. You count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 numbers. So it should be the seventh number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's right here at 76. So if we look at all the numbers less than 76 and find the one in the middle, there's 6 numbers. So it should be in between the third and fourth number. To find our Q1 value between 53 and 55, I can add them up and divide by 2, giving me an answer of 54. To find Q3, I take all of the numbers that are larger, and again, it's going to be between the third and fourth one, which is right here, between 87 and 87. You can add them up and divide by 2, but you should know that the answer is just 87. Another example for the five-number summary. Okay, again, our minimum, smallest number is right here. You don't need to include the 0, you can just say 4. Our maximum, our biggest number is right here, 57. For our Q2, we have to know how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So if it's the 23 numbers, it's going to be the 12th is going to be in the middle. That way there's 11 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's right here at 32. If you do not include that number and you look at the 11 that are less or that are smaller, you can include these two 32s because they're not the Q2 value. So since there are 11 numbers here, it should be the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Q1 is right here at 23. And doing the same thing for Q3 for the larger numbers, again, it should be the 6th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, giving us a Q3 of 40. So I have 4, 23, 32, 40, and 57. Go ahead and pause the video and do this last one on your own, and then hit play and see how you did. For this one, you should have gotten a min of 10, a Q1 of 26, a Q2 of 36, a Q3 of 49, and a max of 58. So with all of these, we left them in the stem and leaf plot. If it's easier for you, go ahead and take the stem and leaves and turn them into a normal list like we were doing in the first 2 lessons of this chapter. If that makes it easier for you, do that. If not, if you want to try it like this, go right ahead. But again, the fallback is always to write it out into a data set first and then go from there like we did in 8.1 and 8.2.